This is me. I made this image in 2010 when Megamind had just come out. I was obsessed with the movie and the character. And trust me, this is not the only stuff I made. Today I'm going to tell you all about it. Everything started when 11-year-old Starny was browsing IMDb. I saw an animated movie that was going to release in a few weeks, and I had never heard of it before, so it really piqued my interest. Before I knew it, I had looked up everything about this movie, before it had even released. Not to mention that Megamind was looking quite handsome. My new hyperfixation had just begun, and I didn't even realize it. The weeks leading up to the movie's release, I was so freaking hyped, you have no idea. Every day I looked on the internet for more info. I didn't even care about spoilers, I just wanted to consume everything. When the movie finally came out here in the Netherlands, I discovered that the English version wasn't playing in my town. So I begged my dad to take me to a theater where they played the original version. We finally had plans to watch it, and I only had to wait one more day. And that's when my dad suddenly called me. "Starny, I'm so sorry, but I can't go to the movie with you tomorrow." So that's why we're going right now. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Go get ready. Guys, I was freaking out. I was going to see the movie a day earlier. We hurriedly went to the theater because we had almost no time or we would have missed it. My dad was having trouble finding the theater because we had never been to this specific one before and he got really frustrated. But ultimately we found it and we ran from the parking lot to the theater. I specifically remember the running because we were laughing together from all the adrenaline. And, well, needless to say, I loved the movie. It was even better than I expected. On the way back home, I said to my dad, "Hey, you know that Megamind guy? I've seen people on the internet who have a crush on him." And my dad was like, okay, well, you don't have a crush on him, right? Nah, of course not. To give you an idea of just how big my hyperfixation was, I'm going to read you a part of a poem I wrote for Megamind. You may be a villain, but that doesn't mean you're evil. A villain is a villain and evil is evil. I can't see light when I look at you, but I can see it in your heart. Megamind, I will love you, whatever happens. I love you for who you are. You're my greatest hero ever. You're my greatest villain ever. And that will never change. So yeah, as you can see, I was pretty obsessed. Megamind was on my mind 24/7. I both read and wrote so many fanfictions just to get more content out of the movie. My English wasn't the best though, and in retrospect that leads to some pretty funny stuff. He grabbed me and did me in the car. My favorite fanfic was named A Mega Wedding, and I thought it was the peak of writing. I browsed through DeviantArt and fanfiction.net for anything Megamind related. I needed more content. I dreamt of a sequel or a show. My most wanted Christmas present that year was the official Megamind comic, because I was just dying for more Megamind. I would ask my mom to take me to McDonald's just so I could get the Megamind toys. I played the Megamind game for the DS and I didn't even like it. I had this magazine that I only owned because Megamind was on the front of it. I put Megamind stickers on my Wii. I also had this big poster and I remember showing it to everyone that came over while I was telling them about all the characters and who they were voiced by. I wanted my mom to see the movie too, so I tried to pirate the movie online and I somehow managed to find it without getting a virus and I watched it with my mom finally. And she liked it, I guess. She was pretty neutral about it. But then the next day I wanted to watch it with her again and she declined. Well, it didn't stop me from watching it again though. I honestly have no idea how many times I've seen Megamind by now, but it has to be close to 20 times. After a while my mom realized how much Megamind meant to me, so she asked me to draw him. She wanted me to put everything I had into this drawing and she said she would frame it. I got so excited because my obsession was getting acknowledged here, so I began to work on the art piece and this is what I made. I kid you not, my mom's reaction was just, "Really? This is the best you can do?" She hesitantly framed it and she put it on display on our windowsill and it stood there for years. Megamind got a DVD release on February 25th, 2011. I know this because Child Me had this date written everywhere. It is burned in my mind and I don't even have to look it up. I was so excited to finally get my favorite movie on DVD and watch it whenever I wanted to. I could not wait. So when the day finally arrived, I went to the store with my dad. But when I asked for the Megamind DVD, they looked at me all confused. And they said, do you maybe mean Megamind? It turned out that the February 25th release was in the United States and not in the Netherlands. So too bad, right? Not really, because the first thing I did after that was buy the American DVD on the internet. I was that desperate. And so, after weeks of waiting, I finally had it. Megamind on DVD. I wouldn't be surprised if I was the first person in the Netherlands to own Megamind on DVD. I still have this DVD, by the way. It even came with a physical release of the Button of Doom, which is really cool. Megamind really meant a lot to me as a kid. I've had many different hyperfixations over the years, but Megamind is one that I will never forget. It was just such an absurd obsession, and I can't help but laugh about it. I still really like the movie, and I still watch it every few years. Megamind has become a meme in my friend circle, and all my friends associate him with me. When they see a Megamind meme, they tag me in it. When the Megamind sequel show got announced last year, I was freaking out. I genuinely can't wait to watch it, and I really hope it will be good. But I do know one thing for sure. Child Me would not have survived the wait for it. Hey there, everyone! If you made it to this part of the video, congrats! This video was a huge undertaking for me, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm planning to make way more videos like this because it's just so much fun to make them. Thanks for sticking with me, and see you next time.